Hey guys, I'm Kat Wagner, and I help Easy Real Estate Offer and Easy Certified agents with their branding, marketing, and productivity. And today we're going to make Canva easy. If you've already gone through the Easy Certification course, you've heard lots about the tons of customizable marketing templates that we have for you. And I'm going to teach you how to double your productivity by being able to take those templates, customize them in Canva, and do a lot of simple things that make your work a lot faster. That way, you can start letting people know who you are, start building trust, and start getting more listings. Don't worry if you've never used Canva before, because we're going to catch you up to speed really quickly. And even if you're familiar with Canva and use it a lot in your business, you're still going to get some tips from here that I think will help catch you up to speed. So let's jump in and start making Canva easy. First things first, what exactly is Canva? Well, Canva is a versatile online graphic design tool, and it simplifies the process of creating things that are visually appealing without the need of being a professional graphics designer or hiring someone and paying big bucks to get it done. It's really a perfect tool for someone like a real estate agent who wants to be able to design good-looking marketing materials that are consistent in their appearance in a few minutes or even a couple of seconds, all without needing design skills or expensive software. And there are a lot of really great benefits of Canva for people like real estate agents. You've got a user-friendly interface, which means you can go in, you have a small, concise toolbar that gives you just what you need, nothing more, nothing that's going to confuse you. And you've got an easy drag and drop tool where you can use Canva's elements, drop them right into your design, and keep it moving. 2, Canva has templates galore. They've got thousands and thousands of templates in there, probably hundreds of thousands. And you can create everything from social posts, to flyers, to brochures, to business cards, to presentations, to documents, to landing pages, to videos, to recipe cards, to postcards. The list goes on. And even better for real estate agents is there's a ton of templates in there that are made for the real estate industry. A third benefit is brand consistency. So Canva lets you set up a brand kit or multiple brand kits, and that helps you ensure that your marketing materials have the same continuity in colors, logos, fonts. Or if you want to just quickly refresh an old piece of content, you can swap your brand colors around, keeping it on brand, but giving a new fresh life to that piece of content. Fourth benefit is the collaboration function. So with Easy Real Estate Offers templates provided to Easy Certified students, we send you a link to the template. You don't have to download anything. It'll open right up in Canva's cloud browser, and you can start customizing right away. You can also create templates to share with others, maybe somebody on your team that you want to finish the other leg of production. And if you want to, you also have the option to add team members to your Canva account. 5, and I think this is really the best benefit, is it's extremely cost effective. So Canva has a free version that's pretty robust. You can do tons of stuff with it. Even if we were to send you a template that includes premium features, because the template was created by us and shared with you, you'll be able to export and use those features. If you decide to upgrade to the Pro version, which has a ton of productivity features, it's only $120 annually. Think about your hourly rate and how many hours you'd have to save for yourself to break even. So if you pay yourself at a rate of, let's say, $60 an hour, it'll take you 2 hours of time saved to pay off your Canva membership. And not for nothing, but $120 is kind of the ballpark starting price for design work for a flyer or postcard from an online print company. So depending on your needs, your goals, and how you're currently allocating your marketing budget and your own time, one option or the other might be better for you, but they're both great options. That's my little roundup of why I think Canva is really great for real estate agents. So my call to action to you now is to go to canva.com and either sign in if you already have an account or create an account if you haven't created one yet. You'll click the sign up button at the top right of the screen, create your account in a few easy steps, and then come back here and we'll get to making Canva easy. Now that we're getting into the nuts and bolts of this Canva training, here's an overview of what we're going to look at. And you can use the lessons laid out on the screen or in the description below to help you navigate to timestamps that are relevant for you, either to jump to sections or to replay certain ones that you want to repeat again. And this is a great place for me to mention that if you haven't already done so, you should join our public Facebook group, Real Estate Made Easy. It's a great place to network with others around the country, get referrals, and discuss general tips for marketing and generating business. And if you've already completed the Easy Certification course but haven't joined our private student group, make sure you do that. If you don't have the link in your email anymore, just reach out to any of us any way you prefer, and we'll make sure you get in there because it's a great place to discuss easy platform-specific marketing strategies, as well as ask your questions about our Canva templates or share the ones that you've created or customized on your own and get additional feedback from our team and from your Easy Agent peers. We are here to support you, and so are your Easy Agent friends. Now to the lessons. Our first core lesson is streamlining your branding. And here I'm going to emphasize the importance of compliance. So first and foremost, you want to make sure you're adhering to local compliance requirements. If you have questions, the best place to go would be to ask your broker. Secondly, you'll want to make sure you adhere to any brand guidelines from your brokerage. So this could include using the correct logos, colors, fonts, and imagery that represent the brand and following any other brand guidelines that they have. And with that in mind, let's get into creating a brand kit. So what's on my screen right now is my Canva dashboard for the Easy Real Estate Offer team. We're going to look at how to create a brand kit, which is a premium feature, but it will streamline everything that you're doing. So you can skip this lesson if you don't want to sign up for Canva Pro, but if you do, or if you're thinking about it and want to see why it's worth it, let's keep going. So we're going to come over to this left-hand toolbar where it says brand, and we'll want to make sure that we're toggled into brand kits. And then we'll hit add new. Here you'll also be able to choose, since I'm creating within my team, it's automatically set to share with them, but I can toggle them off if I want to, or I can add it to a folder if I want to organize. But you'll go through this and add whatever logos you want to be able to use easily, add your brand colors, and add or choose your brand fonts. You can also add a description of what you want your brand voice to sound like, and then add photos, graphics, and icons that you think you might use a lot frequently in the creations that you create in Canva. And by adding them here, you can easily access them while working on any project. As we go through this training, you'll see us explore elements that are provided by Canva. And if you happen to see things that you like, icons or graphics or photos or backgrounds, you can actually save them to specific folders and then come back here, add that entire folder here, and then be able to access them easily as you're creating or customizing projects. The best part about these uploads here for the logo too is if you have a folder on your desktop computer, you can drag and drop right here. Or you can choose to click add new, go to upload logos, and you can see that it's pre-populating the different colors already. And what's really cool is if you have an image file that has all of your brand colors in it, even if you don't want to use it as a logo, you can upload it here and use it just for the sake of extracting your color palette. So you can see here it extracted all the core colors, but it did miss the secondary, that little gray color. So what we'll do is we'll keep this and then we'll add a new. I'll add the code for that gray that it missed, and there's our 6 colors extracted here. I'm also going to add pure black, and I'm going to call it my primary, secondary, tertiary, because it's going to have all the feature colors and all of the background colors and all of the surface, the text colors. Now you don't need to create multiple color palettes, but there's benefits to doing so. And I'm going to duplicate this one since it kind of starts with all of the core colors. Make a copy. And then let's just say I want to reduce it down. I want to take these defaults, make it a bit more streamlined. We don't often use the green color. It's really our commission saved tracker uses green and a few other things here and there when we really need that extra color pop. But the main colors associated with our brand are this red and this blue. And now I'm going to duplicate this one again. Now let's say I really want to do some monochromatic content that really focuses on this blue. Shrink it down to this blue color. And then you'll want to grab this color code, your color code for that color. And there are a lot of tools online like coolers and whatever else, but I'm going to use Color Designer for the sake of this little lesson. And it's going to give you a generic palette to start with, but if you hit this toggle button to change what's going on, shrink it down to one color for now. Switch this one color to the color you're working with. And once you add the color that you want to work with here, you'll see it's blue here. But if you scroll down, you'll see a bunch of colors created around that same brand color. So you've got different shades, different tones, suggested color harmonies, and analogous colors, split complementary, hey, there's a familiar color, and then other different suggestions. So this can be pretty helpful if you need to come up with a new color for your brand or trying to come up with your first brand color palette from scratch. These are really cool tools to use. Now I'm going to go back up to the tints, and I'm going to take some of these colors. So you just click to copy the hex codes, toggle back over to your color palette, paste them in one by one. And even though I'm demonstrating this, I totally recommend the split screen feature if you have that on your PC and you're comfortable using it, because it'll make copying and pasting a breeze. We're going to rename it too, so blue monochromatic. And you could do this for the other colors. We could go ahead and make one for the red or the gray. But what we could also do is take some of these colors and condense them down into gradients, which will be helpful when we want to make cool looking text designs or backgrounds for our images. And you'll notice that if you try to create a new color, you have the option to choose gradient. And we'll start with the blue. We'll make it go to one of our middle colors. We'll do 8B. And then we'll take this one down to one of the lighter ones. And there, now we have a gradient there. You can also create gradients while you're creating designs, but this one, you've made it once and it's here. So we'll close this up. And that will be our example gradient. I also like to keep my main color palettes all together. So my core colors, we'll get that up there. And whenever you're working on a project, you'll be able to switch over to your brand kit and choose what color palette you want to swap your designs with. And you can really rebrand a template to your colors in a click. It's super, super awesome. So again, for help picking out the different colors to use for a gradient, I like Color Designer. But if you're looking to start a color palette from scratch, you have no idea where you want to start, Coolors, Coolors, is really cool. Just by pressing your space bar, you can randomly look through different colors, and it really just helps you go through the motions until you see something that really stands out to you and that you like. So those are two tools I recommend that can help you with these colors here. For fonts, if you already have some that you're supposed to use with your brokerage, you can select them from here if Canva already has them. Or if you need to upload, you can also upload a font. Other than that, you can go through the motions and set your brand kit fonts. Some major ones that we'll use pretty often are title, subtitle, and heading. But again, you can also customize fonts as you go while you're creating a project at any time. But this just makes it easier if you're using a template to quickly swap to all of your brand fonts. And again, since I didn't actually need this logo, I just used it to extract the colors. I'm going to delete this. And there we go, we have my mini test brand kit. Now let's say, for example, I wanted to quickly change a project to one of the new color palettes I created. I'd go into the project, I'd select the entire page that I want to modify, and I'll click this top button, go down to Styles, and Styles is where you'll see your brand kit. So we're going to select my new test brand, and you can see the color palettes I just created at the top. So let's say I just want to switch to my primary, and it's going to duplicate them because it only has 4 spaces to fill, but I could just toggle this one out. These are duplicates. So super, super simple, and it's really cool. There's so many ways that this can help you be more productive. Say around the holiday season, you want to switch your color scheme up a little bit. You can come and create a palette that's holiday themed. And as you want to use it, you can use it very easily just by clicking into that color palette within your projects. And when you're done, you can just switch back to your regular brand. And something else that's really helpful, and I'm going to shout out Easy Agent Samantha Burnett because she actually asked this question, and it's a great question. She's currently working on putting her realtor branding kit together now, but she had mentioned that she's trying to do a little bit of brand transitioning. Her brokerage has a luxury leg with slightly different branding. Now, there's 2 solutions for that are really easy to streamline. One is you can create a brand kit for that brand and add those color palettes here. So this would be the luxury brand. And go and add the logos, the colors, everything that would be relevant for that luxury division branding. You'll be able to toggle between those 2 different brand kits or any brand kits that you create on your projects. But if it's only subtle differences, let's go back to my test brand that I created with you. You can go ahead and add, maybe there's 2 different logos. 2 are for the normal branding and then 2 are for the luxury brand. You can go and pop those logos right here and access them all in one place. Likewise, you can add a color palette or duplicate one of these color palettes. Let's say, for example, the luxury brand, my fake luxury brand, doesn't use the red, green, or blue. They use this variation of their base colors and font colors. And they really focus on a gold yellow. This is just going to be an arbitrary color, but let's just say it's like this color. And there you go. So if the fonts are otherwise the same or you're not setting those anyway, and all you really are changing is the logos that you're using, and you need to have a separate brand palette, you do have the option to create it within the same brand kit. Totally your call. So now you understand a bit more about how easy it is to create a brand kit and why you should create one. We're going to put these brand kits to work as we go further through this training. If you're using Canva Pro and you haven't already created a brand kit, go ahead and set that up now. If you already have a brand kit in Canva, but you didn't really make different color palettes and you think you might want to, do that now as well. And if you want to use Canva free, you can still go and use tools like Coolers and Color Design to make sure you have your color codes correct, and just throw them in a Google Doc or a quick sticky note. That way you always have those color codes available. You can plug them and play manually. That might take you a little bit of extra steps each time, but it'll be free and it can still get the job done. If necessary, replay this lesson to walk you through how to create different color palettes and set up your brand kit in Canva. So my call to action for you for this lesson is to make sure you've streamlined your branding, whether that's through the brand kit feature in Canva or however else you want to manage your brand colors, fonts, logos, and anything else that will help you maintain brand consistency and compliance. And in the next lesson, we're going to start putting our branding to work by easily customizing and rebranding templates. So if you just got done fine-tuning your branding, congratulations, because that's a really fun step. Now we're going to get to work, but it's going to be easy work because we're making Canva easy. So we're going to start customizing templates. And again, if you're using the Canva brand kit feature, this is going to be super fast and super easy to do. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, when you're on your Canva dashboard, you can click right to different example formats. So say you want to make an Instagram post, you'd click here and it'd give you a blank, but you can start typing words to describe what you're trying to create. So let's just say we want to create a just listed Instagram post. It will give you search results for templates that are shared with the Canva community that you could just plug and play and start using. And it will also give you some suggestions if you want to curate further. Like let's say we want to do a new listing. And some of these variations are a little bit different. This says new listing. And let's say I like this template. If you don't want to use it right away, you can also right-click this option and hit this star button to favorite it for another time. But let's say I want to go ahead and use this. I can plug it right in. It's going to show me the fonts and the template colors that are being used. But if I click back over to Design, go to Styles, and then make sure you always clear this search queue because it'll block out your templates if your templates aren't named that. You'll see all of our branding stuff pop up here. So I've got my test brand selected. If I wanted to toggle to the luxury brand that I didn't end up making that, I condensed it down into this one brand kit, you could do that. I'm going to stick with my test brand. And let's say I wanted to make it my luxury brand. I could quickly toggle colors over. And if you keep clicking, it'll keep shuffling through your different colors to switch different elements. And let's say I really like that one. And I'm going to customize this. I'll add a picture of my own listing. Let's say I want to add a picture of me. I've got this goofy one. I'll remove the background just by clicking this background remover. It's super quick. And you would obviously change it to your information. So maybe I sold a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath for, like $287. And we're going to call Kat at 8675-309. And I can put my email, I can put my brokerage logo, add a text box. And let's say I want to add my website under where it says Call Kat. I can either hit this text option over here to add a new text box, or if I want it to be the same font as this, I can select this and hit this icon here to duplicate it. And just change it to email@katwagner.com. And then I'll make the W capital. But you can get creative with whatever you want to do here. If you wanted to switch the font, you can either switch it manually by selecting it and then coming up and toggling your font here. Or if you have a font kit set up, and I'm going to cheat, I'm going to use Easy Real Estate Offers. We'll just switch it really quickly, and then you'll want to make sure you just adjust it. Certain fonts are bigger or smaller. It might make spacing or alignment look a little bit weird. And then just rearrange it. Another trick too is if you remove the background and you feel like you can't see yourself anymore, like one easy fix here would be for me to just change this background color. I'm more visible as soon as I'm not wearing a black shirt on a black background. We'll do that. But you can also duplicate this image, adjust it or grow it so it's offset to where you are. So now it looks like I have double vision there. But if you change the color of this by clicking this edit button, hit adjust, and then let's make it all the way white. So we're going to turn the brightness up, we're going to turn the highlights up, we're going to turn the shadows down, we're going to turn the whites up and the blacks down. And then what we're going to do is we'll take that layer, make sure it's selected, right click, hit layer, and then we're going to want to send it backwards or send to back. And you see how that makes me stand out a little bit? That's a sneaky way if you have a low quality image or an image that's hard to contrast from what's behind it. That's a sneaky fun way that can add a visual emphasis around a item on your design. There's also a hotkey. If you're using a Mac, it would be Command. If you're using a Windows computer, it'd be Control. But if you hold Control and then hit the left bracket, you can move a layer backwards. And if you hit the right-facing bracket, you can move it forwards. And by brackets, I mean these. So really handy if you're familiar with using hotkeys on your keyboard. If you're not, again, just select it, right-click it, and then use this layer feature to move it where you want to. If you want to work with many layers at a time or see all of your layers, you can also come up to your toolbar, hit the position button, and then toggle over to layers. And then you can move them however you want. So here I can rotate them back and forth. Really easy. It takes some getting used to, but it'll become muscle memory once you do it a few times. And then what else do we have to do? We want to make sure we add our logos. You know, this is, for me, maybe having this on here is what I need to do to be compliant. And what's cool is you can use Canva's visual grids to help you align with the plane of another feature. So here it's actually centered in the image, and it's giving me that solid line to let me know. I'm just going to drop it there. And now another cool trick, say you like this one, but you want to use another version. Just hit this duplicate button to duplicate the entire page. Then you can quickly go over to your designs. And let's say I don't want it to be the luxury brand anymore, but I want it to be the regular brand. There you go. Change my colors quickly. Look at that. You can just keep playing until you find something that you like. So really at this point, there's multiple things that you might want to look at. So look at the template details. Look at the format. Here we're using an Instagram post. We want it to be square. I mean, we can also use this image in an email or on Facebook, but we know that the best use for this is probably for social media graphic or somewhere online rather than printing it out on a big flyer somewhere. But we want to make sure we've got our colors, we've got the fonts that we want to use, we've got the logo. And this would also be a good time to, look at any of the copywriting. Sometimes when you're dealing with templates, you are working with pretty generic copy. And that's because, a template, it's meant to be used by many people in many places. So again, this is another great reminder to make sure you join the Easy Real Estate Offer Facebook groups, especially that student group if you've already completed your certification course. Because if you go and customize one of our templates and you're struggling like, hey, this just doesn't sound like my brand, I switched the colors, but I want the verbiage to sound a bit more like me. And I've changed some of it here and there, but it sounds awkward. Well, go and share your Canva project. You can get a template link. I'll show you as we go through this training how to do that. And you can share it with that group, and myself and others can give you constructive feedback and help you feel confident in your marketing materials. So again, if you didn't at the beginning of this training go and join that Facebook group, or if you've completed your certification course and you don't know where that invitation is, make sure you reach out to us and we'll get you in there. You'll also want to make sure you proofread everything, especially your contact information. Like, what if I just wasn't paying attention and that would suck. I'd miss anyone that tried to email me. So always double, triple check, get other eyes on it, whatever the case may be. And then one last step before we want to export and save our files so we can go use them somewhere is we want to give them some names. And now your entire project will have a name. You'll find it up here, and you can see that the template was named 3-bed, 1.5 bath. This stuff can be pretty important for SEO and keywording. Whether you're uploading this file to your website or on a social media platform, the data associated with the file that you're uploading can be really helpful to help it get found. So let's say I want to do homes for sale in Cocoa, Florida. Or I can do the actual property. That way if someone is looking for that specific property, they can find the content. And what I like to do is name each of the pages. I just copy the title. And you can either change these to vary it a little bit, or when you export, if you export all at once, it'll just append this with a 1 and a 2. So again, at this point, make sure you've switched over all things to be brand compliant, so your logos, your colors, your fonts, anything else that you need to include, any disclosures. 2, make sure you include your call to action, so call me, email me, and make sure the contact information is correct. Next, make sure that you've proofread everything and that it sounds like your voice. And then finally, make sure you've given it a helpful name, not just for your own organization in case you need to find this file somewhere in your mess of files on your computer later, but also within Canva search, and also to help platforms, wherever you use this image, understand what your image is about. And so with that, it took me a couple minutes to walk through how to customize these templates because I was stopping and showing different steps and explaining them along the way. But in practice, without doing the explanations along the way, it really just takes a few seconds, a few clicks. In fact, I think looking through, channel surfing through the available Canva templates usually takes me longer than it takes me to click the button to switch my branding, add my contact information in, and make sure I like the way everything lines up. So that's exactly why I say Canva, even if you're paying for the pro version, can easily pay for itself, because expending 5 minutes or less, usually way less, to quickly customize a template can probably be a lot cheaper than paying a, $99 design company to come up with something for you, let alone having to explain what it is that you want and looking at proofs and emailing back and forth and placing your order and all of that. So now my call to action to you is to customize a template in Canva. And again, our templates, even if they use pro elements within them, you can still use them for free because you're using our template link. So what you'll do is you'll go up to your Easy training portal. You have to be signed in as a student to see this. It's not visible if you're not an Easy certified student. And you'll choose what you're looking for. So let's say we want to look at seller material. And hint, I'm going to clean this up to make it more user-friendly. So it might not look the exact same in the future as it does while I'm recording this video. But let's say we want to work on an ad. We'll go in here. And so this is a list of seller ads that the Easy team has created for you guys to use and streamline and easily customize and pump out and get it done. Super helpful. And I'm going to improve this interface. I'm going to make it a thumbnail gallery view so you can actually see a preview before you click into each one. But let's say we want to customize thinking of selling your home. You can see right here it's a Canva link. We're going to use the template for new design. And then you'll go in, guys. You'll go in. You'll go to your styles. You'll click it over to your brand colors. And this one doesn't have that much to change. And let's say I want to change this logo up here. I can just drag and drop my logo up there, and now it's the blue logo. Super, super easy. Likewise, here's another trick, guys. Maybe you want to make the background lighter. You can do that by creating an overlay. What you'll do is search for square as an element, and you'll want to pick this shape. You'll want to make it cover the entire area that you want to change the color for. And let's say you want it to be pretty transparent. You can now play around with the design and you can see how it's changing everything. So really simple tricks to further customize. And again, you can go and change your copywriting, and certainly you'll want to change it to your own contact information. And then name it. Let's say you want to call this Sell Home Without Paying Commission. And one last tip for productivity when it comes to quickly changing the text on multiple pages. I'm going to duplicate this just for the example. But if you come up to File, you'll see an option to find and replace text. So let's say I want to change www, and it's going to it already, it's finding it. So let's say I want to change this URL to, maybe I don't need that www there anymore. I want it to be shorter and just say wagner.com. And I hit replace all. It'll replace it on all of the content all the way throughout. So if you're ever working on a project that's like 30 pages long and you have your URL at the bottom or a phone number at the bottom or one word that you notice is typed wrong everywhere, if you don't want to edit it 30 different times, you can go and use that feature. It's super helpful, super convenient. And there you go. Just that quickly, you've got another template completely customized. So there are already a ton, not just a ton of examples, but a ton of categories to choose from to go in and start customizing it. And now that I'm on board, I'm going to be creating new stuff all the time. I'm also going to be making sure we're getting feedback and conversations going in the Easy Certification student group on Facebook so people can get feedback on their own designs or how they've customized it and really feel confident in the marketing that they produce and put out there. So now is your turn. Go to your Easy Certified Training portal, choose what you want to customize, plug and play your branding, And get out there and start letting your market know that you can list their homes for as little as 0% commission. Let them know that you're an Easy Certified agent. You can create something in the next couple minutes and get it posted online. And also, don't be afraid to share what you create with the student group. Just let us know that you created something or ask for feedback if you want some feedback, and we're going to be there to support you all the way. So have some fun with it and see you in the next lesson. And now we're going to look at the different ways to save, share, or export things. So for me, I think the easiest place to go is this share button at the top right. It kind of gives you all the options in one place, including this option to expand for more options. There's a ton of options here. You can even share right to socials. And if you're using the Pro feature, you can schedule. You can do your social calendar to share to multiple platforms, even Facebook groups, right from the schedule feature. And once you start using some, it will curate your quick feed right up here for you. But some important ones to know: if you want to share with a specific person or a team you're connected with on Canva, you can select that here or start typing an email address. With a public view link, you can share this and people will only be able to view it. They won't be able to modify it or use it in a design of their own, just view it, and you can delete this public view link at any time. And then last is template link, and I've already created a template link here, but when you create a template link, they can use your template to start a project file of their own from the template, which means they're not going to edit the stuff that you would be working on your own file. This is really helpful if you work with a team or just want to collaborate with peers and share things back and forth, as we do with our students. And you guys are welcome to share designs that you create as templates with others in the group. Feel free. That's awesome. That would be awesome if you guys decide to do that. And then the last thing is actually downloading to your computer. So again, you can go to the share button, hit the download, and then you're going to see a couple different options. First and foremost, what file type do I want? If you're sharing things on social media, I totally suggest PNG. If you're trying to send like a flyer or a lead magnet, you'll want to use a PDF. Now, if it's going to be digital and you have hyperlinking in it, use the PDF standard because the links will be clickable. And then likewise, anything that has multiple pages or animations, you can always download as a video. This would be funky because we didn't set it up to be animated, but you could easily turn a presentation into a video by downloading with this file type. But we're going to do PNG because it's a social image. And here you'll see the option, do you want to download one or all? If you download multiple pages at a time, you'll get individual files, but they'll be contained in a zip folder, and you'll have to quickly unzip it on your PC. If you're downloading from mobile using the Canva mobile app, it will download it as individual images. Or if you just want to download one, you unselect and then select which one you want to download, and then click download. There's one other feature here that's really helpful, especially if you want to create your own logos in Canva. You can download with a transparent background. So if we had something that had no background at all, and like we just want it to be our logo file, and we don't want it to be white in the background when we upload it anywhere, we want it to be no background, you can select this transparent background and that will accomplish that for you. I'm going to undo all that because that was just an example. And Control or Command Z is a hotkey to quickly undo things that you didn't actually want to do. So that's a quick run through on not just how to customize something, but how to export it the right way, how to share it with the right type of link, and how to get your awesome marketing materials out in the world. Now, this next lesson is going to talk about resizing projects. Now, resizing something is helpful when you want to repurpose things for different platforms or use cases. Now, here's an example square project that we're looking at here. And if you have the Pro feature, this is so easy. This is one click. You'll just want to come right up here to the Resize and Magic Switch feature. And let's say you want to change it into a YouTube thumbnail. What I'd recommend is doing the copy and resize so it's a separate project and you don't lose your original dimensions. And we're going to click this open button to go to the new project that we just resized and created. Now there's a lot of negative space here. I'm going to select all. If you click and drag, you can select all really easily. You can even group all the elements together if you want. But while they're all selected, you can just expand it how you want to expand it. And then let's say I want to make this a little bit bigger to match. And I'm going to reposition the logo. And let's say since there's so much negative space, we want to add a background. We can go over here to Elements, search for a background, choose one that we like, and then once it's added to your page, right-click it and then hit Set Image as Background. If you want to play around with the dimensions of something that's currently attached as the background, it'll look like it selects the whole page, but click that, and then hit this Crop tool. You can scale the image, say we want these bars, these lines, to be more prominent behind her. We can expand it so that way it's behind her a little bit more. And you can see it gives a little bit more visual dimension. Here's a before, here's an after. So whichever you prefer, this one looks fine. And with a few quick clicks and changes, we went from having an Instagram post to something that we can use as a thumbnail for YouTube or a blog post, or as just a landscape dimension to use in an email or even a Facebook post. And again, we can always very quickly, maybe we want to duplicate it and then change our brand colors. So yeah, maybe I want that one to be blue and I want this one to be nice and luxury. And then, as always, make sure you rename it because when you copy a project, it will always add copy to the file name. Maybe we just want this to be luxury, sell luxury home, or no commission. Maybe we'll use it for a blog post. There we go. Then again, you go through your options of however you want to save it. So simple as that. Your call to action now is to take something that you created as a call to action in a previous lesson and repurpose it to another format. Again, there are plenty to choose from, so your options are pretty expansive. You've got all these different things. I mean, you could create lesson plans, tags, whatever the case may be. Something that you'd use, just think of it. Go ahead and create it. And then in a few clicks, you'll have created 2 images from the same project. It's Canva made easy. So now we're going to work on something that people think is more complicated than it is. It's not complicated. It's going to be really easy. We're going to talk QR codes. They're really easy to create. They actually work pretty simply. And they can add a big boost to your marketing efforts by making it easy for people to get to a destination, follow your call to action, and land where you want them to land just by scanning with something that mostly everybody carries around with them all the time. So let's say we wanted to make some postcards. And again, we're going to start with some templates that we got from the Easy Certification portal. We're going to resize this to a postcard. And we'll want to make sure we adjust certain things. So you see how it moved her up? She's floating, so we're going to move her up a little bit. We're going to highlight all of this stuff. We're going to stretch it to meet the top and the bottom. I'm going to move her here because we're going to make the focus of this our QR code, which we're going to put in this empty space over here. And we can finagle with this a little bit more later. I'm also going to delete this because we're going to create this once, then reduplicate it, and then change our colors rather than changing each element one at a time. So now with QR codes, there's 2 main ways that we can do it. We can use Canva's own native QR code generator, which is probably the best bet if you just want to quickly create one. So say I want people to land on my website, katwagner.com. I'd click down to apps over here, and I'm going to search for QR code. And these are popular ones that I'm familiar with, so Unicode, and then MeQR. But Canva's here, the one that is just called QR code. It's so simple. You just type your URL. If you want to customize the colors, you can. Then you create your code just like that. And you place it. You can even add a border if you want it to stand out. Click these 3 lines up here. And just you don't want to overlap the code that people need to scan. So make sure your border doesn't cross over any of the actual QR code patterning. You can round it out a little bit to make it look smoother. And then I'm going to extend this visually, because if we associate her a bit more with this background, the QR code is a bit more on its own. And we want to leave space for a call to action above the QR code. It doesn't need to be anything too complicated, but it's letting people know what they'll get if they scan. Let's say our goal is to get them to book a call with us. We'll say book your free consultation in seconds. So you're letting them know that it's easy. It's going to be, we'd probably want to edit this. We click the edit. And this isn't really my real calendar link, but update it to your calendar link, whatever you really want this destination to be. And then I'll make this maybe a unique color so it stands out from the rest a little bit more. And I'm not getting too in-depth with, visual design here, guys, but that's why you should follow in the Facebook group where you can see ongoing tips and ask for advice on an ongoing basis. And then since I want this to be a postcard, duplicate this. We can make it easy by finding the second page of a postcard template. So search for postcard. Really, if you're using a postcard template from us, it'll have the 2 pages already, but I was using an example. And this will help you create one from scratch in the future. But if you hover over these, you can actually see the second page if there's multiple pages for any of them. Like this is the background of this one. So let's say I want to use this page. And then I'll change the styles here. Remember, you always have to remove your search term or it won't show you your color palettes. It's pretty pesky. You can also change the elements individually. So let's just say I want this to be the blue. I can select it from here. I can change the background by clicking that. And then I can highlight these three things and make them all, let's make them one of these grays. And if you want to select all of this and select the text, but not this background, hold the Shift key after you let go, and then click just this thing that you want to remove from your selection. And you can do whatever you want with this here at this point. And we can also say, hey, we want to change the colors of everything here. And then you change all your information, or you can actually put a logo here if you want. I love that they include a review here. And you guys get the point. And also, guys, if you want to quickly copy over a font, you can select the font you want to copy. And if you go to your toolbar and expand it, you can click Copy Style. You can also right-click and do the same. But very quickly, I can copy that over. Or you can also look and see that it's Barlow. But really it'll copy style. It'll bring over all the bolding and the italics and the sizing and the spacing as well. So same thing, let's say I want to switch this to Barlow. I can just do it up here as well. And then make sure you name everything. And then you have the option to export. So if you want to print something, it could be helpful here would be where you'd want to choose, print quality. If you're working with someone that's going to print it for you and they're comfortable getting the project design and maybe need to make modifications on their own, they may be comfortable with just having a template link. And there are also options to print with Canva if you choose this option up here. And I'm also going to actually rename this because I think it said blog posts, but we're going to remove the blog post from the text. And it already appended postcard for us. And we're going to say that this is the front and this is the back. There you go. So again, you saw we started with a project that was not initially a postcard. It was just a template we were using to create an Instagram post. And we ended up creating a thumbnail for our blog and or YouTube video. And now we've created a postcard with a scannable QR code that will take people to my imaginary calendar link. And actually on my own blog and marketing channels, I do have a full walkthrough of MeQR. Now, there are several other QR code creation services out there that will help you create QR codes for different things. MeQR is just one of them, but the point of this guide is to show you how to create trackable QR codes with greater brand customizations. You can see up here I have a logo in this one and it's colored with all the different brands. But one reason you might want to use a different service besides the very simple one built into Canva is if you want the QR codes, if you want to do some tracking through the QR code itself. So if you don't want to rely on tracking analytics to your URL using something like Google Analytics or something in your CRM, you can alternatively use a QR code creation service like MeQR or Unicode to do so. And also if you just want to download a one-off QR code, you can select the QR code element, and then when you right-click it, there's an option to download the selection. And you'll be able to download just this as a PNG, and if you want it to be transparent, you can toggle that transparency button. Really cool and really easy to create marketing materials with QR codes, whether you want to use their native QR code generator or a third party or both. Let's do some brainstorming and best practice tips for using QR codes. 1, always know if what you're using is a dynamic QR code or a static QR code. If you're using Canva's in-app QR code generator, that's static. You saw me change the URL, but when I changed that URL, the whole QR code changed. If you want to be able to send something out and have one QR code in a physical print location somewhere out in the world, but have the peace of mind that if you need to, you can change what it directs people to, you'll want to use a third-party service like MeQR Code to create dynamic codes, which means you can update your QR code with a new URL without updating the QR code itself, meaning anywhere you have it printed out in the world can still continue to live on and have a lifespan. Second, you always want to think about the practicality. So if the main way that people scan QR codes is using a smartphone, it's not that practical for the QR code to be on a screen on a digital image somewhere. That would really be the most helpful if I knew how to screenshot and upload an image of a QR code to get the scan, or I had a second phone and took a picture of the QR code on my phone. And those solutions aren't always practical. So you just want to give that some consideration. Where is this QR code going to be? And is it in a place that someone can physically hold their phone out to and scan? And honestly, my number one tip for you as an easy real estate offer agent, get an acrylic stand, make a flyer in Canva for it, and create a QR code that takes people to the listing. So while you're sitting at an open house, you can have a sign sitting there right on your desk that says, scan here to place an offer, make your bid on this property, and link it right to that listing on the Easy Real Estate Offer platform. Have it sitting there with a sign, an acrylic sign holder at your open house. But really the use cases for QR codes are kind of endless. You can put QR codes on property flyers and brochures that link to online listings or virtual tours. You can use QR codes on an open house postcard to let people add the open house to their calendar. And really anywhere where it might be helpful to give someone a shortcut to take action and get somewhere you want them to go to. A QR code can be extremely helpful. Now, your call to action this time is to go add a QR code to some project you've already created or create a new one, resize something, but create a QR code. Use Canva's free native QR code generator. And if you want to do what I do, I like to follow a pathway. So I'll start with a goal CTA. So say, for example, I want someone to get directions. I'm going to host an open house and these are the directions on how to get to that house, or I'm doing a garage sale. My call to action is going to be get directions. Because if you're motivated to go there, I'm going to make it easy for you to show up and be at this open house event or this garage sale. What URL then do I need to have to attach to that QR code? So I'm going to say to myself, I can either pump the address into something like Google Maps and grab that URL, or I can throw together a quick page on my website that I'll add in, click here to get directions, or put a map in there, and I can land people on that explanatory page with a little bit more contextualized information. And I'll say if I don't have time, I'll just do the Google Maps link. It'll be easy. If I have a couple minutes to make sure there's a map on a page that I own on my website, so they're on my website looking at these directions, and maybe they'll see other things that are interesting, like great reviews about how great I am, and they can start seeing these gems because I can get them on my website. I'm going to take the time to create that URL where I can give them directions through a page, through my website. But you always want to think, what do I want someone to do? And what URL do I need to put behind this QR code? What is the destination URL? And do I need to create that destination URL? Or do I already have it? Once you know those two things, you can create your QR code, plop it onto a Canva project, and you're ready to go. But really with QR codes, you can provide potential clients and existing clients with an easy button to take action and get to where you're trying to direct them to go. It's one of the easiest and most helpful ways to increase interaction and engagement with your marketing materials. So go ahead and go add a QR code to one of any or many easy real estate offer customizable templates. If you're not sure where to link it to your Facebook page and say connect with me on Facebook to see hot homes selling now in Cocoa, Florida. Or link to a review page and say something like, see how many sellers we've helped. And then there's, bam, your QR code that links them to your happy seller testimonials. I'm excited to see what you come up with, so please feel free to share whatever you create or any ideas or questions you have about QR codes with the Easy Student Facebook group, and we'll be happy to interact with you, support you, and brainstorm, bounce some ideas off each other. And see, that wasn't so bad or scientific, was it? So now we're on our last and final module of the Canva Made Easy training. The number one thing I want you to remember is that when you go to easytogetcertified.com, as long as you're signed in to your student account, you can access pre-made and easy to customize Canva templates here in the Easy Training portal. And as long as you've passed your quiz, make sure you come over and join the Easy Certification Course student group on Facebook. Come join us. Come join Easy agents like Samantha Burnett. Get motivated, start networking, start sharing things and bouncing ideas off each other, because we can all be a little bit more productive together. And I'm in there as well. So if you have any questions, you can also create your post, ask the whole community because we all have different insights and perspectives. But you can also nudge me by tagging me, Kat Wagner, specifically. And when you join the group, or if you've been in there for a while and haven't said anything, make an introduction post. Just let us know who you are, where you work, and any specialties you may have besides being an Easy certified agent. Let us know because you never know who could be looking to work with you or send referrals back and forth. And then lastly, I want to give you some confidence on things like troubleshooting or tech issues. If you are having any issues with our website, our training portal, just reach out to us. We'll be happy to help. We also have a help bubble down here at the bottom right of our website where you can chat with us and it'll push an email notification to an available team member and we can get with you sooner. If you need help while you're in Canva, they likewise have a help button down at the bottom right hand here. And if you have a question that isn't really a site issue with the Easy to Get Certified site or the Canva program, it's just kind of a broader question. You don't know what to do, you're stumped. You're not sure how to make something look better. Again, come over to the Easy Certification course Facebook group and talk to us there. In fact, you can even go to our public group. This is Real Estate Made Easy. It's farther reaching than just Easy Platform students. It's new, it's growing very quickly. So hopefully by the time you see this, it's already 4 digits. But if you have a broader question and you want to get broader insights, especially if the question isn't just constrained to the Easy Offer platform, this could be another great place to post it. Post it in both places because you'll get more eyes on it, you'll get more advice, you'll get more tips and insights. And again, the more ideas, the more brainstorming, the better we can all get at improving our marketing skills, our marketing assets, without spending too much time to reinvent the wheel ourselves. And I'm here to help. The Easy team is here to help. Keep an eye out for ongoing trainings, whether that's student-exclusive trainings or new content on our YouTube channel, or a helpful short tips post on our Facebook page or in the Facebook groups. Whatever platforms you like to use to consume and learn new information, make sure you're connecting with us on those platforms. So I hope this made Canva easy for you and that you're motivated to go into those customizable templates on the Easy to Get Certified website and start plugging and playing really quick, doubling your productivity to start getting the message out there that you can help list homes for as little as 0% listing commission. So go ahead and explore that. And again, you're going to see us improve and add to that over time. And I'm looking forward to anything that you want to connect with and share in those Facebook groups with us. Thanks so much for committing your time to this Canva training. And if you need any help along the way, you know the places to find us. Take care.